What's up everybody, it's Wabachaw, and in this video I'm going to be telling you about the Hierophant Shockwave Totem build I'm going to be playing for Essence League in patch 2.4. Now before patch 2.4 I would have always suggested Inquisitor or Assassin for their DPS boost to the Shockwave Totem build, and for that they're both very good. But in light of recent events and me playing certain things, also, I do want to point out the fact that I actually have stated this before and I called it out in a video that I made for patch 2.3, but Inquisitor or Assassin, they do not solve the problems of Shockwave Totem. Yes, they give you more damage, true, but damage has never been the problem for Shockwave Totem. It does great for AoE clear, and when you want single target, you swap out your increased area effect gem for a conk effect gem. You deal a lot of single target damage as well when you want to. You just need to swap out a gem. So damage has never been a problem for Shockwave Totem. The problems for Shockwave Totem for most players has been in the clunkiness of the build, one, and two, in the seemingly lack of defenses for the build. Because, let's be honest, using Val Clarity to have free skills all the time is kind of annoying. Using a mana pot is definitely annoying. And only relying on Mind Over Matter where you're only going to be reaching the upper limits of 7.5k effective HP, that's not a lot, especially once you get into hard endgame content. Hierophant, the ascendancies in Hierophant, Sanctuary of Thought and Ritual of Awakening, both kind of solve these problems. For Sanctuary of Thought, it reduces the mana cost of your skills by 50%, and then it reduces it by another 50% when you're on full energy shield. Therefore, when you are on full energy shield, your Shockwave Totem is free, 100% free. You don't use any mana at all. When you're not on full energy shield, the 50% reduced mana cost of skills makes it very, very manageable. It brings it down to that 80 to 90 range. And since you're not really spamming your totems, this is 100% doable in the current state of the game. On top of that, usually in a Shockwave Totem build or most totem builds, since you're not really the direct tank, every time you take damage, you back up a little bit. And in this build, we're going to be using Zealot's Oath to recover energy shield when we take small amounts of damage. And when we take large hits, we're going to be dipping out anyway. So you're going to get your free Shockwave Totems back. In addition to this, Sanctuary of Thought also gives you 25% of your maximum mana as extra maximum energy shield. And this actually does equate to be a reasonable about 1000 energy shield once you're at about 1300 mana, if I recall correctly. And this value does change based on the amount of increased energy shield you have on your tree. And then Ritual of Awakening, what it does is, I know initially a lot of people kind of frowned upon Ritual of Awakening, but they did change it a little bit. It used to have a 10% less damage penalty per totem, but now it actually has an 8% less damage penalty per totem, which is better. But the big thing here is for Shockwave Totem is that it actually ends up saving you passive points. And Shockwave Totem is a build that requires a lot of passive points. So going Sanctuary of Thought and Ritual of Awakening are both very good. In addition to that, the points leading up to Ritual of Awakening give you mana regeneration. You get Pursuit of Faith, which is a great way to help your clear speed. And you also get 40% totem placement speed, which is really money for Shockwave Totem. So with that all said, I'm going to go over the leveling and what I'm going to be doing for Shockwave Totem. So we are going to be starting as a Templar, clearly as a Hierophant, and we're going to be coming right through the mana regen and life regen nodes in the passive tree. These all play a role for you later on, so you can't really skip on them. They're going to be your nodes forever. Now, usually a lot of people would grab Discipline and Training now, but I'm actually just going to go through Precision, just to get a little bit of cast speed, a little bit of movement speed, and to get the Dexterity. And we go up to Retribution, and we're coming up through here, going to Purity of Flesh, and we're going to grab Ancestral Bond. We are rushing Ancestral Bond because we're going to be leveling as Dual Flame Totem. Dual Flame Totem is very powerful. You know, you could force socket or 4-link your Flame Totem with a faster casting, fire penetration, and controlled destruction in a helm, and, you know, especially once you get Illuminated Devotion, which you can do or you can't, you're going to get another 20% elemental resist penetration on there. But either way, Dual Flame Totem is going to carry you through a lot of content. Once we get Ancestral Bond, we're going to go ahead and grab Light of Divinity, for the spell damage, cast speed, and the strength. And we're also going to be grabbing discipline and training. Then we're going to come through here. We're going to head to Shamanistic Fury. If you're feeling a little bit vulnerable, you could go ahead and grab Quick Recovery right now. You don't necessarily have to. It just depends on where you are at in the game. Then we're going to come through Occultist Dominion and come up the Annihilation Wheel, come back and grab Cruel Preparation. This is going to give us a little bit of resist and a little bit of life. This is pretty much where you will end on the normal difficulty. From here, we're going to be grabbing these Area of Effect nodes, Deep Wisdom, and we are not going to be grabbing Heart and Soul, because at this point, now that we're getting levels, what I'm going to do is I'm going to level more as a hybrid build. So when I transition from life to low life, I could spend fewer reset points, and we'll be able to count those out later. We're going to come through here, we're going to grab Melding, and we're going to pop up here, and we're going to grab Written in Blood. After this, we could come down to Cold-Hearted Calculation, go through Nullification Wheel, and grab Fangs of the Viper. Now, the reason why we're actually grabbing Fangs of the Viper is because of the dexterity, the physical damage, and the movement speed. Because at this point, you can be using Shockwave Totem, and the movement speed is going to be fantastic for your build. You could also come through here, grab Trickery, get Life, and then Coordination. This is going to be a pretty generic Shockwave Totem build that is still life and hybrid based. At this point, you could also, technically, you can be already spec'd into Sanctuary of Thought if you need to. So at this point, though, what we're going to do is we're going to start grabbing energy shield nodes, such as Arcane Focus. We're also going to grab Faith and Steel. And what else will we be grabbing? Yeah, that's about it. Oh, also we're going to be grabbing Nimbleness. And Nimbleness is just a little bit more movement speed and a little bit more cast speed. This is going to be very good for leveling as well. Again, we're at 86 passive points, so this is level 68. Might be a little bit lower. You might actually get to this quite a bit sooner, depending on if you skip your skill point quests while you're leveling. But this right here is going to be your baseline. Now that we have our baseline established, let's talk about what we're going to do when we transition to low life. You don't have to transition to low life. You could stay hybrid if you'd like. Then you would be pretty much following this tree all the way to the end. But for myself, I'm going to be going low life because Pain Attunement gives 30% more spell damage, and it is very, very strong for Shockwave Totem and just spells in general. That's a lot of damage, and I think this right here is actually kind of what makes up for the damage that you lose out of going Hierophant instead of Inquisitor or Assassin. So in order to respec, what we're going to do is we're going to be dropping all these 4 points, Coordination and then Blood Siphon. We're not going to have to drop anything else. We're at 86 points before. We're going to drop Cruel Preparation. So that's six regrets. Drop Quick Recovery. 9 regrets. Drop Discipline and Training. 11 regrets. Or 11 passive resets. You should get this from questing. At this point, we're going to finish out right here so we could connect. And we're at 11 regrets. So we can drop Purity of Flesh. If you're really worried about chaos damage, you can just grab these 2 points, being low life if you want. I'm not going to be doing it, at least initially. But at this point, we have removed all of our life nodes, and we pretty much just have energy shield nodes. So at this point, we just want to start grabbing the most efficient energy shield nodes as possible. We're also going to be grabbing Zealot's Oath, because Zealot's Oath will make use of our life regen that we have throughout the tree. But we're going to come over here, grab Unnatural Calm, and we're going to start grabbing all these points. Now right here, this is a lot of energy shield for this level. This is 222% maximum energy shield. This should make transitioning to low life extremely easy. So, and then from there, it's pretty much just all damage at that point because you have all of your main ES nodes. You could grab Pain Attunement, Arcane Vision if you're willing to, or if you don't want to play in the dark. You could grab this Jewel Socket and get an energy from within right here. And then the other thing you're going to start doing is you're going to start grabbing your aura nodes. because especially once you transition low life, you're not going to be able to get all your auras immediately unless you do find yourself a Prism Guardian. So yeah, that is the Hierophant Shockwave Totem build. If you guys have any questions, you could check out the forum thread. You could ask me in there. You could come check me out on my Twitch at twitch.tv/wabacha. I'm going to be playing at the very start of Essence League. I'm really excited, and I hope to see you guys around. Thank you for watching. See you later. Oh, also, if you like this video, like it, share it, do that, do all that business. All right, have a good one, guys. See ya.